Making around a Weedle. What's going on, y'all? Buttoney Chaff here. Welcome back to another episode of Pokemon FireRed. Last time, we began our journey, picked a starter Pokemon in Charmander, caught a new Pokemon in Fuzzy was the Mankey, and, well, made it to Viridian City. So, what do we do now? I think I'm gonna go and train our little guy, or little girl, up. Oh, fuck, and we're back. Sorry about that. I guess I should have grinded before I started recording, but I just really wanted to start recording, so. I also want to apologize for how lengthy and bloated that first episode was. I was trying to get as much information as I can to the people who have never really experienced much of Pokemon before, so I just want to make sure I can get them somewhat caught up to speed. So, oh well. First episodes tend to be the longest. From here on, it shouldn't be too long. Anyways. Hey Riley, you're off to the Pokemon League. Oh fuck. You're off to the Pokemon League? Forget about it. You probably don't have any badges, do you? The guard won't let you through without them. By the way, did your Pokemon get any stronger? So here's an optional rival battle. You don't have to do this. You can just skip it and keep on going and proceed with your journey. But I like to do it. So he'll always start with a Pidgey, that's level 9. Off-screen, Fuzzy learned the move Low Kick. Low Kick is a fighting type move that's based on... its damage is based on how heavy the opponent is. So the lightest, or the weakest Low Kick can be is 20 base power, and the highest it can be is 120. What's really interesting is that back in Generation 1 and 2, it was actually just a base 50 power move with 90% accuracy with a 30% chance to flinch. Kind of neat. Low Kick was also like probably one of the best fighting type moves you can have. Because, oh my god. Like, the other fighting type moves there were not that great. There was a Low Kick, High Jump Kick, which is the only exclusive to one Pokemon, being Hitmonlee, but we can't catch a Hitmonlee yet, and Submission. And Submission was like 80 base power, 80% accuracy with a nasty recoil. Recoil is basically is about like a fraction of how much damage you've done to your opponent. It'll do damage onto you. So like if I say I took a good chunk out of Pidgey's health there with a recoil move, I'm gonna get a big chunk of my health gone. Not as much as Pidgey's, but like still a good chunk. Yeah, so Low Kick was... and Karate Chop, even though it was in the game, was not a fighting type move in Generation 1. It was actually a normal type move. So that's a fun little fact. Also, Peter grew up to level 9. So we're gonna roast this Pidgey. Fun fact about this rival battle. In Pokemon Yellow, this actually had some importance to it. It wasn't just some free experience. Pokemon Yellow, if you battling this rival or skipping it will depend on what his starter will fully evolve into, because he has a Eevee, and Eevee can evolve into multiple different Pokemon with multiple different Pokemon, and depending on if you fought him in this, and if you won the rival battle in the lab, will depend on like what final evolution Eevee will be. Eevee will be. Good lord, I don't know why that was so hard to say. I'm sorry. I'm a little tired. Anyways, his starter will be level 9. I think it's a level 8, believe it or not, in the original game. So he had a level 9 Pidgey and a level 8 starter Pokemon. But no need to fret. His starter Pokemon does not know any moves of it. Oh, okay. of their corresponding element. So you can still send out your own starter and beat him down, which I will have to, because he just scored a crit. But I didn't mention this before, critical hits will do double the damage of your attack. Oh, I don't know why I just embered. Oh, we got the burn. Burn will cut your opponent's attack stat in half, making them do less. So that's dope. Basically, critical hits will do double damage. They ignore your opponent's stat buffs. In red, blue, and yellow, they ignored your stat buffs, the opponent's stat buffs, and debuffs. So they ignored everything. So sometimes critical hits weren't that worth it, especially if you had a pretty good stat buff to your Pokemon. Anyways, Peter grew to level 10. Oh, you just lucked out. I heard the Pokemon League is crawling with tough trainers. I have to figure out how to get past them. You should quit dawdling and get a move on. Yeah, you're right. Before we continue, I kind of want to mention, it's kind of wise to catch as many Pokemon as you can. I'm not saying you have to catch every Pokemon you see, but at least try to catch as many different Pokemon species as you can. You don't have to fill up your Pokedex, even though it kind of is a it is a quest you can do. Fill up your Pokedex. But I'm just saying, I recommend, and this is what I'm going to do, off screen mostly, I recommend you catch quite a bit of Pokemon. At least 60 by the end of this game. Just saying. Yeah, because in my party I got a Spearow. The reason why I only caught Spearow was because I usually pick up Spearow. I really like Spearow. It's a pretty good Pokemon. It's my personal favorite of the normal flying types you can catch. And it's my preferred early route bird over Pidgey. It's more aggressive. And it gets better moves. The old man that was blocking this path is now gone. Well, now that I have my coffee, and that's what I need to get going. What is that red box you have? Oh, so you're working on your Pokedex? Let me give you a word of advice. Whenever you catch a Pokemon, the Pokedex automatically updates its data. You don't know how to catch a Pokemon. I suppose I had better show you then. Yeah, so he's the catching tutorial. In every game, there's always a catching tutorial. Oh, in the Japanese version, he doesn't actually need coffee to wake himself up. Well, kinda. He's actually hungover. They of course changed it to make him more kid friendly. Yay, caught a Weedle. We'll get into more about Weedle in just a bit. We got the Teachy TV. Teachy TV basically our little tutorial helper. You won't need it, at least with me. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Sometimes. So we're on Route 2 now. And we're done on Route 2. That was fun. No, there's nothing in here. Okay, so welcome to our first dungeon, Viridian Forest. There's quite a bit of good encounters in here. God, I am struggling to speak. One of them being the illustrious Pikachu, the mascot of this game, or the whole franchise, actually. Pikachu is actually quite rare to find. I think it's a 5% encounter, so good luck trying to get it. If you chose Charmander like I did, or Squirtle, it is recommended that you do pick him up because he helps out with the second boss. Or the second gym, I should say. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. We'll get in. I guess we can get into what gyms are in a little bit. But, yeah. Oh, I guess I should mention the elephant in the room. So, Weedle and Kakuna. These two are evolutions. Weedle evolves into Kakuna. Weedle is one of 2 early route bugs. This will become another tradition where early route bugs start out as like weak little caterpillars that only know tackle and a move called string shot. Or they could also learn poison sting like Weedle. Weedle doesn't learn tackle. And they evolve at level 7 into their respective cocoon chrysalis-like creature, where they'll generally learn, well, not generally, always learn Harden, which is basically just raises your defense, doesn't really do anything else. If you do catch a Kakuna in the wild, they will only have Harden, so it's best to just train a Weedle, so then you can actually use it in battle. Then those cocoons, chrysalis things will fully evolve at level 10, and you can have a fairly strong Pokemon at level 10. A lot of people will pick one of these guys up because how well they do in the early game. Only in the early game. They struggle a bit in the late game. Not a bit, a lot. I will say, out of the 2 you can get here, I think Weedle and Kakuna are the ones that you would naturally encounter in here, whereas the other 2 are in Leaf Green, so they are a bit version exclusive. A bit. You might be able to find them. Maybe not. Sometimes the counter tables are hard to remember for me. But yeah, no, I'd recommend the other early route bug you can find here over Weedle and Kakuna because of it just has more utility to it than the Weedle family. Unfortunately, even though I am a big fan of the poison typing Weedle has, I just don't think he's that good. They're just not that great. Fun fact hey, here we go. So yeah, okay, so they're more rare than Weedle. Okay, so this is Metapod. Metapod is the cocoon version of its pre-evolution Caterpie. I prefer Caterpie over Weedle, even though Caterpie doesn't have the poison typing with it, or poison sting. Its tackle is, I think, a little bit better. A little bit. Base 15 plus stab versus base 35 damage with no stab. I think it's just by a little bit. I don't know. I just prefer Caterpie over the Caterpie family over the Weedle family. The bug catcher, Rick, will have a bunch of bugs to deal with. Yay! This is a fun dungeon because since these Weedles only know Poison Sting, you can get poisoned easily. Because of how high of a chance it is to poison. It is a 30% chance to poison, and that's why I like it. But it will never happen if I use it. But when an AI trainer does, it always happens, it seems like. Not even just an AI trainer. Just any enemy poison type with a poison type move. It will always poison, it seems like. Or at least I have like a 50-50 chance, not 30. God, I'm just rambling. Oh, there's Caterpie. Hey, I think we can try to kill it. Okay. Thank you, Fuzzy Wuzz. Oh, I think I was saying that there's a fun fact about this place. Pokemon Yellow. You can actually catch a Pidgeotto, the evolved form of Pidgey, in this place. That's cool. I don't have any antidotes.
Who's that Pokemon?
It's Kakuna!
Alright, I'm back. And I bought antidotes this time. I guess I never showcased what you could buy in the Pokemon. I'll have to do that in their next city. I do want to mention, since we're getting into more trainer battles here, I will be cutting out a lot of trainer battles if I don't have anything new to say, or just anything to say in general. So just be forewarned that this game will have this series will have a lot of cuts in it. And I'm sorry, I'm so like absent-minded or stuttery or whatever. I guess I'm still a little YouTube nervous, and like I said, my brain's kind of tired. It is so easy going through this place with the fire type. My God, Bulbasaur could never. It's one of the reasons why I pick up Spearow, because we'll be doing is it's got an actual flying type move to use by now in Peck, which is super effective against bug types, so helps out a whole lot. Unfortunately, Mankey can't do much because his fighting type moves are resisted by both the poison type and bug type. So, yeah. And plus these bugs are quite small, so low kick will be doing crap for damage. Yeah. I should also mention, I need a little trick. So if you're ever grinding, or so you don't misclick a move, press the select button here, and you can switch the order of your moves here. So I'm going to switch low kick for scratch, so that's up top, and there we go. That's something neat. Fuzzy grew to level 10 in that fight. Man, thank God there was no poison type moves in that. Oh, hey, Pikachu! Let's go! I'm gonna... So the thing about Pikachus, they have an ability called Static, and which if you make direct contact with them, like I just did with Scratch, he has a 30% chance of paralyzing you. Good lord! Spiked my audio when I said that, Jesus. And that basically just cuts your speed in half, so we'll be really slow this time. Nice. Guess I'll be swapping in Charm. I gotta call him by the names. Peter. Swapping in Peter more. But we're almost out of the dungeon, so let's try to get as many levels as I can on Fuzzy Wuzz, because she is the key to our first gym victory here. At least I'm hoping so. I'm banking everything on her. So hopefully she doesn't get overwhelmed and lose. Forgot to also mention that when you're paralyzed, you have a chance of your Pokemon not moving or not attacking in that fight. So not only will you lose your speed, but you'll also have a 50-50 shot of doing nothing in the battle. So that's great. Oh boy. Coming to the end of this place. Got one last bug catcher to fight. God damn, Fuzzy Wuzz did great. Despite being paralyzed, we didn't get paralyzed once in that fight, thank God. Alright, made it out of the dungeon, and we're here in Pewter City, the home of our first gym battle. Alright, let's go heal first, because we got roughed up pretty good. The benefit of being paralyzed is that you can't get poisoned, so that helps life a little more. I want to also mention that poison damage is about 1/8, and I think that's also for burn damage too. There's another type of poison damage called badly poison, which we won't be running into until much later in the game. Badly poisoned racks up damage quick, so I'll start out at 1/16, then the next turn it'll be 1/8, then the next turn I think it'll be like 1/4, and then so on and so forth until it caps out, and then you just die. So at a Pokemart, you can buy Pokeballs for 200. Pokeballs, if you buy 10 of them, you get 1 Premier Ball. I think if you buy 20, you get 2 Premier Balls. Or I might be thinking of the newer games. Where you buy 20, you get 2. No, it should still work. I don't know. Premier Balls are basically just a reskin color of a Pokeball, except they look cool. Potions will heal 20 hit points of your Pokemon. Antidotes will cure poison. Paralyze heal, or paralyze, will cure status, or not status, paralysis. Awakening will cure sleeping, but we haven't run into anything that can induce sleep yet, so. Burn heal will cure burn. Escape ropes will help you get out of dungeons. And repels will prevent wild Pokemon from appearing for 100 steps. So yeah. That's some art, and you can also sell some items. Sell some items here too. Right there's the Pewter Museum, but there's nothing really special about it at the moment. I think there's a hidden item over here. I think. Spamming A. Thought there was. There it is. Pokeball. Ooh, excuse me. So, not much else to do here except to challenge you the gym. Next time on Pokemon FireRed, we'll be doing just that. See you guys later. Good night, everybody.